encourage us to, from this point forward, it's really good to have the fellowship that we've had this evening together as friends in Christ and to have a conversation. But I'd like to encourage us now at this point moving forward, even so after the close of the service, to seek to be in a spirit of quiet and reflection and meditation. As you know, this evening called Maundy Thursday is the time that we're remembering Jesus had his last supper, which was the Passover meal with his disciples. And so tonight we will be focusing on that. And also, as we find it in the Gospel of John, it is the time that Jesus washed his disciples' feet. And it's really quite remarkable when you read the stories in the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, that tell in a bit more detail about the supper and what Jesus said at the supper. But then when you put next to those stories, the story from the Gospel of John, which was actually at that Last Supper, that Passover meal, when Jesus got up from the table and took off his outer garments and wrapped himself in a towel and washed the feet of his disciples. So I want to invite us tonight to be in that kind of reflective, remembering mood. Excuse me. And tomorrow evening, we'd like to encourage you to come back. I know it's a lot in 1 week, but if possible, to come back and come to worship with our friends from Embry-Hills United Methodist Church, because the Good Friday service is specifically the time that we focus on the cross. And Rosie and I were actually just chatting a few moments ago about these nails. And thank you to Joe, by the way, for the beautiful job that he did, as he always does, to prepare our space for worship in a way that's not only beautiful but meaningful and teaching. And so we're ready. We're getting towards the wonderful celebration of Resurrection Sunday on Easter morning. That's the high time of the year for Christians. But the empty tomb means a lot more on Sunday morning when we've taken time to think about what happened prior to that. The crucifixion of Jesus on the cross, before his body was laid in that tomb. And so again, this evening, it's going to be a very simple service. We're going to have a song in just a moment, and then I'm going to read scripture passages and say just a few words of reflection, and then, as you can see, we're going to have the Lord's Supper. When Jesus had that last meal with his disciples at that Passover, remember, Jesus was a faithful Jew, and that's the high point of the year for Jewish people, is the Passover. And so when Jesus had that meal at that last Passover, that was the beginning, that was the institution of what we now celebrate and have supper together. So let me invite you to just be quiet and reflective as we continue our time of worship. We will use the hymnal and number 621. Sunday, we observed Palm Sunday, which was the day that we remember when Jesus entered into Jerusalem. The Gospels, especially Matthew, Mark, and Luke, emphasize that Jesus was on a journey, that he moved from his home area of Nazareth in Galilee and went south towards Jerusalem, that he turned and he faced towards Jerusalem, and he knew at some level what lay before him, what was to be expected. And he continued on ministering and teaching all along the way. And then, as we talked about this past Sunday, on Palm Sunday, he entered into Jerusalem on a humble donkey, while the Roman soldiers were gathering in the city because it was Passover, and they wanted to make sure there was no funny business, that nobody got any ideas. They wanted to make sure that they reminded the Jews who was in charge. So they came with their horses and chariots and swords and armor, and Jesus came in on a humble donkey. People cut palm branches and put them on the ground in front, and took off cloaks and put them on the ground in front of where Jesus was coming in on the donkey, and it said, "Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." And then Jesus continued on through the week and taught and healed and ministered to people. And then on that Thursday, when it was time for the Passover, they found this place that was an upper room upstairs in some house or building, and it was a big enough space for them all to gather together. And I'm going to read to you now the account of that last meal that is recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, beginning with Matthew 26, beginning with the 17th verse. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked him, "Where do you want us to get the Passover meal ready?" "Go to a certain man in the city," he said to them, "and tell him, 'The teacher says, my hour has come. My disciples and I will celebrate the Passover at your house.'" The disciples did as Jesus had told them and prepared the Passover meal. And when it was evening, Jesus and the 12 disciples sat down to eat. During the meal, Jesus said, "I tell you, one of you will betray me." The disciples were very upset and began to ask him, one after the other, "Surely, Lord, you don't mean me?" Jesus answered, "One who dips his bread in the dish with me will betray me. The Son of Man will die, as the Scriptures say he will, but how terrible for that man who will betray the Son of Man. It would have been better for that man if he had never been born." Judas, the traitor, spoke up, "Surely, teacher, you don't mean me?" he asked. Jesus answered, "So you say." While they were eating, Jesus took a piece of bread, gave a prayer of thanks, broke it, and gave it to his disciples. "Take and eat," he said. "This is my body." And then he took a cup, gave thanks to God, and gave it to them. "Drink it, all of you," he said. "This is my blood, which seals God's covenant. My blood poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will never again drink this wine until the day I drink the new wine with you in my Father's kingdom." Then they sang a hymn and went out to the Mount of Olives. And now a reading from the Gospel of John that tells another aspect of the story. It was now the day before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. He had always loved those in the world who were his own, and he loved them to the very end. Jesus and his disciples were at supper. The devil had already put into the heart of Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, the thought of betraying Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had given him complete power. He knew that he had come from God and was going to God. So he rose from the table, took off his outer garment, and tied a towel around his waist. Then he poured some water into a wash basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and dry them
with the towel around his waist. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Are you going to wash my feet, Lord?" Jesus answered him, "You do not understand now what I am doing, but you will understand later." Peter declared, "Never at any time will you wash my feet." "If I do not wash your feet," Jesus answered, "you will no longer be my disciple." Simon Peter answered, "Lord, do not wash only my feet then, wash my hands and head too." Jesus said, "Those who have taken a bath are completely clean and do not have to wash themselves except for their feet. All of you are clean, all except one." Jesus already knew who was going to betray him. That is why he said, "All of you except one are clean." After Jesus had washed their feet, he put his outer garment back on and returned to his place at the table. "Do you understand what I have just done to you?" he said. "You call me teacher and Lord, and it is right that we do so because that's what I am. I, your Lord and teacher, have just washed your feet. You then should wash one another's feet. I have set an example for you so that you will do just what I have done for you. I am telling you the truth. No slaves are greater than their masters, and no messengers are greater than the one who sent them. Now that you know this truth, how happy you will be if you put it into practice." So before we observe communion together, I'm going to ask you to do something using your imaginations. I'm going to come down here. And I want to invite you to picture yourself in the story. Really two stories that I just read, but you can kind of put them together because in the first story from Matthew, we have the telling of the supper and Jesus talking to them about the meaning of the supper. And then in John, we have that powerful picture of Jesus getting up from the table and basically becoming a servant to his followers, taking off his outer garment, putting a towel around his waist, getting down on his knees in front of them with a basin of water, going around one at a time, washing all of them. I want to invite you now. In fact, I think it might be helpful if you close your eyes. And I want to invite you to imagine, use your imagination, and picture that you are there. Picture that you're in that room, that upper room with Jesus and his disciples. You just had that meal together, even as we just had a meal together, but you just had that Passover meal with your teacher, your rabbi, the one following that you have come to believe is actually the Messiah, the Son of God. You don't know exactly what's about to happen, but there seems to be a kind of sense of foreboding. Something big is about to happen. And Jesus is using this language of body and blood. He's talking about being a servant. He's talking about receiving the gifts of God. And I want to give you just a few moments of silence and imagine that you're there in that room. Now I want to invite you to imagine, if you can, that you are not only in the room, but that you are somebody in the story. And maybe your thoughts and feelings gravitate towards one person in the story or another more than the rest. And maybe you're naturally drawn to and even identify with one of the people in the story. I'm not going to ask you to say anything out loud. I'm just going to ask you to use your own imagination and your own thoughts, maybe as the Spirit is leading you, to see if you can gravitate towards one or another of the people in the story. And think about who that person is and maybe why you feel connected to that person. storytelling, because it was a powerful way to get across truth and get people to engage and be connected with the truths that they were hearing. So I want to invite you tonight, as we prepare now to have communion together, to continue in this mood of quiet, reflective silence. And in a few moments, I'm going to invite you to come and come into the middle aisle, and I'll be serving the Lord's Supper for each of you to come. And to remember that this isn't just a ritual that we do for no good reason, but that it's what Jesus told us to do. He said, do this in remembrance of me. And as we prepare ourselves to recognize on tomorrow the reality of the cross, Good Friday, and the quietness of Saturday when we lay in the tomb, and a wonderful, powerful celebration of the empty tomb on Easter Sunday. To know that God is guiding us and reminding us and teaching us again as we go through this very familiar world. Now you know it's time when we'll be observing the Lord's Supper together. I'm just going to serve you here, and I'll invite you to come, as I said, and I'll have both elements, and I'll invite you to take and partake. And after you've eaten the bread and drunk the cup, you can put your empty cup on the stool there to the side of the Lord's Supper table. Would you pray with me? Oh God, we invite your blessing now on these elements of the supper that you commanded us to continue to have together. We know that the bread represents your body. We know that the cup represents your blood. Your body was tortured and broken and ultimately killed for us. Your blood was shed for us because of your great love, because of your willingness to go before and experience the things that God's Spirit led you to experience, and that you did it all for us because of your great love. So now we ask your blessings upon these elements, that it might be a reminder to us that your love never ends. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Do this as often as you drink of it. We encourage you and invite you to continue to remember that, and now as we move towards the cross on Friday, to be ready to understand again, perhaps in a new and fresh way, the power and the meaning of the cross. If you have the opportunity tomorrow night, I would encourage you to come to the service at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary, where there will be a tenebrae service. If you've ever experienced that, you know how meaningful and powerful that can be. And then be ready to celebrate on Sunday morning. Glory of the resurrection. So I encourage you to go from this place in silence. I know we have maybe still some work to clean up to do upstairs, but go from the chapel in silence and reflect on those things that we have heard about again from the scripture and the story that changes us in a way that nothing else can ever change us. And go forth from this place of peace, knowing that the Prince of Peace gave his life for you and for me. Amen.
Service on YouTube? Oh, cool.